What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at a bunch of Green Digimon. Just a couple hours ago, I showed you our first level 7 Digimon, Omegamon, as well as a new HerculesKabuterimon. Now it's time to pivot a little bit and go and have a little bit of a gander at a bunch of Green Digimon. And I, for one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm rather excited. Yes, a couple of them are vanilla and that's a little bit sad, but a couple of them aren't, and that makes me a little bit happy. And we might as well start off with what seems to be the headliner among them, HerculesKabuterimon. Apologies for the pronunciation. Now, if we have a look at the stats here, it is a 10,000 power Digimon, which puts it down with Seraphamon as the weakest we've seen so far, in terms of a level 6 Digimon, of course. It is a 12 cost to play normally, which is standard for level 6s with abilities, and it is a 3 cost to evolve, which puts it in line with the HerculesKabuterimon and Seraphamon I mentioned in my previous video. It seems like we're getting a bunch of 3 cost to evolve level 6s, which is pretty big, because if you look at stuff like Seraphamon and HerculesKabuterimon and Wargreymon in the starter sets, they all cost 4 memory to evolve, rather than the 3. So these are getting a little bit cheaper to evolve, but does that mean they're going to be a little bit weaker as a consequence of it? I suppose it depends how good the abilities are. Now, our translation comes from the lovely Jason Snowjacks and that lovely dude on the Facebook group whose name I'm afraid I cannot pronounce. And starting off here, we've got Pierce. Now, this is the first Digimon we've seen with Pierce so far, and Pierce is very, very good. Pierce says that when you destroy an opposing Digimon, using this Digimon, you perform a security check. To be clear, it doesn't work on security Digimon, it only works when you're actually battling. This is nuts! Generally speaking, you've got to make a choice between either attacking a resting Digimon, taking them out to lower your opponent's options, or attacking a security stack, which is good, because it takes out their security, but it doesn't do anything to affect your opponent's board state, which means your opponent can continue to start building up their arsenal against you. But with Pierce, you can take down one of their resting Digimon, and then a security card as well. Now, we've not had confirmation of this. I believe this would not be affected by security attack plus X if you had it. We don't actually know that for a fact. That's just my reckoning of it. So, starting off, we've got Pierce. That alone is pretty gosh darn nice on a 10,000 power Digimon. But wait, there's more. At the end of your attack, limited to twice per turn, you may pay free memory to make this Digimon active. Oh. Yeah, this is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we did actually see this yesterday. We had, as first time we've seen an ability like this, we saw Seburimon, who allowed you twice per turn to discard 3 cards from your hand when you attack and make it active. Now, it's important it's when you attack, otherwise you'd be able to play it, pay free memory, or discard 3 cards depending on the Digimon, and then attack immediately. This happens at the end of your attack, so you cannot play HerculesKabuterimon and then pay free memory to make it active immediately. You've still got to wait a turn for the summoning sickness to go away. Okay, fine, but oh my goodness, this is nuts. Now, bearing in mind you've got Pierce, so you are taking down a Digimon and then going after a security card potentially 3 times. And this is going to put your opponent in a really awkward position, because your opponent can make sure this never really happens. Because essentially, if you've got 2, 1, or 0 memory, you pay the memory, and then it's your opponent's turn. And there should be no ruling question here of, oh, well, do you get to attack? No. Because this isn't happening while you're in the process of attacking. It happens at the end of attack, and then you can go. So if you've got fewer than 3 memory, you cannot pay that memory and then start attacking. But it might still be worth it, because if you pay that free memory, you're then active at the end of your turn rather than resting, and remember that your opponent can attack resting Digimon not active. So even if you don't get the extra attack here, and with Pierce you want extra attacks, you do still get to make yourself active so you can't be targeted for destruction. That's still pretty gosh darn good. But it's going to make your opponent look at their hand and go, I really want to play this 8-cost card. But if I play this 8-cost card, my opponent can attack 3 times with HerculesKabuterimon, and I can't do that. I can't do it. And that's what's amazing. This is a very, very nice card. But would you believe it? It's not the only level 6 Green Digimon that has been shown off today. I should mention these all came from the V-Jump magazine. We've also got Rosemon. Cool. Now, a lot of people seem very excited that we're getting Rosemon, so congratulations people, we did it. Looking at the stats, it is a 12 cost to play normally, 3 cost to evolve, 10,000 power. It's not terribly clear, but I have zoomed in and there's definitely 3 zeros on the end, so unless it's 20,000 power, which I refuse to believe is happening, it's 10,000 power. So actually the stats here are exactly the same as the other level 6 Green Digimon that we literally just looked at. Okay. It does seem weird that all these level 6s which are coming out from New Evolution cost 3 to evolve, when all the ones from the starter set cost 4 to evolve. It does make me think that we are actually going to be seeing weaker level 6s in the set than, and bearing in mind, all the ones from the starter deck, we talked about them a lot before, they all have fairly ridiculous abilities. It might be that they're powering them all down a little bit, but then giving you slightly cheaper to evolve. Though they are still 12 cost to play normally. But what does Rosemon actually do? Well, according to the lovely Jason Snowjacks, and there has been a little bit of confusion over the translation, I've seen a couple different things, but I have chatted it through with the lovely Jason Snowjacks, and he has told me this is what it does, so I think we've settled on the actual translation here. And essentially, once during your turn, if your opponent's Digimon is attacking, you may make another one of their Digimon go into rest mode. Oh. Yeah, that's really quite good, ladies and gentlemen. That's really quite good. Now, they do need to be attacking security, not another Digimon. So they have to be attacking the player, i.e. attacking security. I suppose technically it would work if you had no security and they were attacking for the win, but it wouldn't matter because they would then win the game. Doesn't work if they're attacking a Digimon, does work if they're attacking security, and you get to put them to rest. And this is awesome, because there are 2 things that happen when you make a Digimon rest. Number 1, they can't be used this turn. One Digimon attacks, you put a different Digimon to rest, oh no, now they're not actually able to be used to attack this turn, ha! And that could be absolutely huge. You could have 1 security card left and they've got 2 Digimon. They attack with 1 to take out your last security card, and then you make their other Digimon go into rest mode and they don't have anyone to attack to win the game, and then you win the game next turn. It could literally be a game-winning attack, or ability I suppose. And secondly, they're then able to be attacked. Remember, you can attack resting Digimon, but you cannot attack Digimon that are in active mode. So if you make someone in rest mode, you can then attack them. Your opponent might deliberately choose not to attack with a certain Digimon, so they can keep them in active mode so they cannot be attacked. Usually this would be because they wanted to evolve it a little further before putting it in harm's way. And you can just force it into harm's way and then attack one of your Digimon and destroy it. This is a sneaky, really, really good ability. Now, we do actually have a 3rd green level 6 to talk about, but there's not really much to talk about. It is your generic level 6. We had one for all 3 of the other colours in the starter sets. It is a 10 cost to play normally, 2 cost to evolve, 12,000 power, level 6 Digimon with no abilities. We saw this with stuff like Pleasiamon over in the starter decks. There was 1 in each of the starter decks. They have the exact same stats and no abilities, so everything I've previously said about them remains true. The fact that it's a 10 cost means that with the hard cap of 10 memory, if you go first, you'll have 0 memory. You can play this. It will give your opponent 10 memory, but you can play this turn 1 going first. It's powerful. It's as powerful as we've seen so far. We think Omegamon's going to break that, but we've not actually had confirmation yet. So this is fine. It's alright. We knew we were getting one. Now we have one. And there are a couple of other green Digimon we need to have a little bit of a chat about as well. So Tentomon then. We had seen a little hint of Tentomon in a very blurry image we took out of a trailer. It's quite nice to now have confirmation of what Tentomon actually does. We've got a level 3 Digimon, free cost to play normally, 0 cost to evolve, 2000 power, all of which are roughly in line with what we've seen before. And when you attack, you may put one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 power or below into rest mode. Oh, cool. Sound familiar? Does that sound like an awful lot like Rosemon? Apparently we've got one of the things that green Digimon tend to do here, and it is make your opponent's Digimon go from active mode to rest mode. And it's fine. It's alright. It's pretty good. We like it. It's okay. You need weak Digimon, and that sucks. But the thing is, you can attack, put them into rest mode, and then destroy them with somebody else. If you've got a Digimon out with 3000 or less power, or your opponent does, you can just put them to rest mode with Tentomon, and then go and KO them straight away without having to wait for them to keep going. And this could be a useful ability. Your opponent might not have any Digimon with 3000 power or less, in which case, rubbish. And even if they do, you might just put them to rest mode and it doesn't really matter because they weren't going to attack with them anyway, etc. But it might end up giving you a big advantage. It might be that you turn one Digimon to rest and then that takes away one attack from your opponent, and that's the difference between you losing the game and winning the game. This could be amazing, but there will be plenty of games where you go to use Tentomon and go, oh, yeah, my opponent doesn't have any Digimon with 3000 or less power, so boo. Now we do actually have one more vanilla green to talk about. We're talking 4 cost to play normally, level 4, 1 cost to evolve, 4000 power. I will say that the vast majority of level 4s cost 2 to evolve, so only having to pay 1 to evolve into a level 4 is actually really nice. And the 4000 power is fine. Slightly on the low side, but not terrible. It's a very generic level 4. There's not very much to say about it, but I do enjoy the fact that it is cheaper to evolve up. So if you are just going through the motions evolving up into a larger Digimon, this is going to be nice and cheap to do so. Of course, there's no inheritable skill, so essentially, are you willing to give up a potentially really nice inheritable skill, like we saw earlier on Tentomon, for instance? And I actually should have mentioned that is an inheritable skill. I don't know if I made that clear enough before, but remember, inheritable skills only work on the Digimon from which you have evolved. It doesn't work on the Digimon it's printed on. You've got to evolve to get it working. So you're giving up an inheritable skill so that you can evolve a little bit more cheaply. I'll leave it up to you as to whether that's worth it. And then we have one more green Digimon to talk about. We don't have the full information. Now, we do know that it is Togemon. And we know that it has 4000 power and it's a level 4. We assume it's got 4 cost to play normally, 2 cost to evolve. Firstly, that is the standard line for a level 4. It's not always the case, but the standard line for a level 4 is 4 to play normally, 2 to evolve. And we know that it's got Jammer. Jammer is awesome. Jammer means that it will not be destroyed by security Digimon. If you attack your opponent's stack and you hit a Digimon, if you hit an option card or a tamer, then it just uses a skill as normal. But if you hit a security Digimon, no matter how powerful that security Digimon is, you will survive. It's really good. It is, at least it appears to be, literally just a green version of Tyrannomon. 4 costs to play normally, 2 costs to evolve, 4,000 power with jamming. And another reason that makes us think it's exactly like this is there is actually the yellow version of that exact card here as well. Now, apparently, and you know my Digimon knowledge is not necessarily up to date, but it is Sesamon. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these badly. It's fine. It's cool. We need jammers at the end of the day. So now we've got one for yellow, and we've got one for green, and we've got one for red. I'm willing to bet there is a blue Digimon out there who is 4 costs to play normally, 2 costs to evolve, 4,000 power with jamming. And that's how I can feel so good about Ogamon's cost, even though it's cut off by the edge of the magazine, because we've got a yellow and a red Digimon that are exactly the same. So it would make sense that Ogamon would also be exactly the same, which allows us to find its costs. This is fun. Properly digging into Green Digimon is awesome. Rosemon looks like a lot of fun. The big bad level 6 looks really over the top good. We got a couple of vanilla cards and a couple of nice ones as well. It's nice to be able to properly talk Green Digimon. And the good news is we do seem to be well into spoiler season, so you know the deal. If you guys keep watching these videos and the reviews remain healthy, I will keep making them. Because I am hyped about this game. Seriously hyped about this game. But I'd like to know what you think about all these new level 6 and other Green Digimon, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other games. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.